All right, we are here today with Dave, and he, I guess, is like a customer of mine in that I taught him all the tricks that I go over in the course. And I essentially taught him how to restore his windows, and he helped me with some of the videos, and he did it in person with me here. Um, but Dave, you're a homeowner here. You're in Austin, Texas. You bought this house a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and this is built in 1947.
Yep.
And the reason we first started talking about actually helping you restore your windows and going over that and teaching you was you got a quote. You were originally thinking about tearing all these windows.
All the windows.
Yeah. And how much was that quote for the whole house?
Yeah, to replace all the windows, which on this house, there's 14 windows, all ranging in sizes, and to replace all the windows which was new double pane low E windows, casement, basically replacing what's here in character with latest and greatest technology. The cost to do that was about $32,000.
$32,000. Wow, $32,000 for 14 windows, which is that's like a lot of money. But here in restoring the window, it took some elbow grease for sure,
yeah.
But the cost is what, a couple $100?
Yeah, and that couple $100 can spread across multiple windows, right?
Yeah.
Like, your upfront cost is going to be some of the tools, but then it's just glazing, and paint, and your own labor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And let's move over to the other window, which hasn't been refinished yet. Kind of show you what they looked like before. Here we are, and essentially you can see that this window is not in horrible condition, but like if you look up closely, it's got issues with the glaze. It's peeling. It's got a lot of rust. Doesn't open and shut very easily. It just has a lot of issues. And we were able to, all the windows are like in this condition, and we were able to take that and show Dave how to do the restoration process. So on that window that we were just looking at, one thing to point out is now that we've restored it, it actually shuts a lot tighter,
yep.
Which keeps a lot of the noise out, and of course the weather. And then what were your impressions of the actual restoration process? I mean, what were your thoughts? Like, pretty easy?
It was definitely a learning process, right? Like, it's not anything, I'm relatively handy, but not something I've done before. But I think, it all makes sense once you start doing it, right? Like, it's not just as simple as just slapping paint on it. Like, by going in and, cleaning up the glazing, removing the paint, addressing the rust issues, by going more thoroughly, instead of, slapping paint on and it lasting for a year, maybe 2 years before you need to go readdress the issues. By going into this much more in-depth process, you're refreshing 60, 70-year-old windows that are going to extend their life from that original 60 years to 100 plus years. Whereas by doing the minimal, just painting, leaving the glazing as it is, eventually you're going to have the same issues or recurring issues almost annually or every 5 years that you just don't want to keep addressing as a homeowner.
And the cool part though is by going back in, it's really not that difficult of a process once you know what to do. It's essentially just a lot of sanding and scraping, removing some of the glaze, and then following the process to just simply reglaze it, and then doing a painting over that. And you're right, like, it will save the windows and it'll save you a lot of money. And overall, I think you'll be successful as a viewer of the tutorial. And so I just wanted to interview Dave.
And their windows worth saving, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't, to go get windows like these today, or it's going to be thousands of dollars anyways.
Yeah.
So they're worth saving, and they've got the life in them.
And also they have such historical character. They're beautiful, and when they're refinished, they're really neat to look at. So we also cover going over saving the screens and cranks and locks and really getting them back to like a new condition, and it's pretty amazing when they've been restored. So anyway, well, thanks Dave. Just wanted to hopefully encourage people to save their windows and show that it is a doable process with a normal person here.
Yeah.
So all right, thank you.